Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to do something different. Now, before we begin, let me just first give you the thought for the day. This is by Mahatma Gandhi, our father of the nation. Morality is the basis of things, and truth is the substance of all morality. Isn't it really good? Now, I think you understand. Let me just clear it out for you. Students, morality, moral teachings, this is the basis of all our activity. Whatever we do, whatever we behave, whichever way we behave, morality should be there. All of us need to practice morality. And truth is the substance of all morality. That means without truth, there is no morality. If a person is showing good behavior, that means he is morally a very good one. But simply showing good behavior, and if he is not truthful, then there is no point in showing good behavior. That means there should be truth in the substance of all morality. Otherwise, morality does not make any sense. Okay, so this was the thought. Now, the word of the day. Today it is languid. And what does it mean? Showing or having very little strength, energy, or activity. Languid. Now we can see it in a sentence. He was leaning languidly against the wall. He was leaning languidly against the wall. That means he didn't have any strength, so that's the reason he was leaning against the wall, as if to take support. Sometimes we feel very lethargic, sometimes we feel that very tired or almost no energy. That is where this word can be used. So he was leaning languidly. He was leaning in a way that he does not have any energy left. This is the meaning of the word. All of you students, you need to write down these words in your separate copy. Like I had mentioned, all of you need to make a separate copy, your word dictionary, your personal dictionary, and you can write it down so that you can practice it later on. Okay, so now we are going to do noun gender. What do we understand by noun gender, students? The gender of a noun tells us whether it is masculine, feminine, common, or neuter. The gender of a noun tells us whether it is masculine, feminine, common, or neuter. Whenever we are talking about nouns, if we are referring to someone, then we need to know whether we are referring to a new masculine gender or a feminine gender or a common gender or a neuter gender. Right? Whether we are talking about masculine or feminine, this is actually very, very important. Now, the next part. Okay. What do we understand by masculine, feminine, common, and neuter gender, students? Masculine gender actually denotes a male gender of a person, animal, insect, etc. That means these are names of male people or animals or insects. Feminine gender, these are all names for female people or animals. It denotes a female gender of a person, animal, bird, etc. Okay. What is the third one? Common gender. Common gender are names both male and female people and animal. And a noun may be a masculine, common noun may be a masculine or a feminine, right? It could be either of those two gender. And the fourth one, that is the neuter gender. Neuter gender actually denotes a lifeless thing, okay? An artificial thing, or you can say a non-living thing. Neuter means neither male nor female. So neuter gender are actually names, neuter gender names non-living things. Okay. Now what do we understand by this non-living male gender, female gender? I think it is still not clear. So let us be more precise. If we are talking about masculine gender, that means masculine gender names male people or animals. We could take example of a man or a father, king, monk, tiger, bull, etc. Whenever students we are talking about father, like suppose if either of your parent, if we are talking about your parents and you say that I am very close to my father, so father denotes the gender of that person. Father denotes the masculine gender of that person, right? Father is a male, so he will fall in the category of masculine gender. Suppose you said I'm very close to my father, but I'm very close to my mother too. So mother falls in the feminine gender. That means mother denotes a female gender of a person, right? In case of common gender, if you are talking about a cousin, like you say that, oh, yesterday my cousins visited me, then somebody might ask you, cousin means cousin sister or cousin brother. So if you are simply saying that my cousins visited you, we are not knowing whether the cousin was a male or a female. It could be either. It could be a cousin brother, it could be a cousin sister. So if there are words, if there are names where it can be considered as both a masculine or a feminine, then we call such gender as common gender. Okay, the example could be a cousin or a doctor, friend, patient, student, teacher, isn't it? See, in teacher, if you're simply saying that who takes you English, oh, there's a teacher, the English teacher is very good. Suppose you are simply saying that the English teacher is very good. So nobody would know whether the person who is teaching you is a male or a female, because teacher is common word for both male and female. So that means the teacher will fall in the category of common gender. And the fourth one is the neuter gender. Neuter gender names non-living things, right? Suppose we are talking about a book, a car, chair, table, pencil, any non-living thing. So it does not have any gender. We can't really say that it falls in the category of a female or a male. There is no category for that. So for such non-living things, they will be called as neuter gender, right? I hope it is clear. See, these are examples of masculine gender. If you see a horse will be male animal, isn't it? What would be the female horse called? She's called as mare. If you see the example of king, then a king is a male. King is not a female. So king falls in masculine gender. A monk, bullock, ram, tailor. See, all these are male, right? If we are talking about a drone also, that is also a male gender. That's not a female gender. So you can say that a noun or pronoun that denotes only a male person or animal is called as masculine gender. What is it? The noun or pronoun. The noun or pronoun. Noun over here is the king, monk, all these. Or a pronoun like he, she, it, that denotes only a male person or animal is called as masculine gender, right? Then we move to the feminine gender. The noun or pronoun that denotes only a female person or an animal is called a feminine gender. If you can see it in the picture, students. Yeah. If you can see it in the picture, we have mother and daughter, girl, women, grandmother, queen. All these are female gender. Why? Because these are noun that denotes only a female person. Okay? Like in case of common gender. Common gender refers to members of species that can be male or female. Like I just explained, it could be either a male, it could be either a female. So like if we are talking about a child, we don't really say that the child is a girl or a boy. We don't know. The child could be either a girl or it could be either a boy also. Or the child, apart from child, you can take example of a worker. Friends, my friends visited me yesterday. But we don't know whether it was a girlfriend or it was a male boyfriend. We don't know about that. So we find that certain words are there which falls in the category of common gender because they could refer to both female and male. Now over here the picture is of a common gender like servant, parent, child, children. So we don't really know whether the person is a female or a male. Okay, now 1 second students. Right. No, it's still not clear. Okay. Noun gender. Now the student is sitting in the class. So what does the student refers to? The student refers to a child, and this child could be either a male or a female, isn't it? Like we just explained. So the word refers to a child irrespective of gender. Okay. It can be used in both cases, hence it is an example of common gender. So if we are talking about a child, if we do not know whether the child is a male or a female, the word child is a common gender. It could be both male or female. I hope things are clear, students. Like this example, many nouns are used for both male and females, like in case of doctors, dancers, scientists, accountants, parents. All these words are used for both female gender as well as male gender, right? These are used for both male and female. It could be an accountant, could be a woman also, an accountant could be a man also. Now, a neuter gender, of course, these are neither male nor female. These are non-living things, so we can't put them in the category of male and female. So such will be the neuter gender. It could be examples like a table, ship, car, anything for that matter. If you're using spectacles or a bottle, cup, table, whatever it is, it could be both. It will fall in the category of neuter gender because it is a non-living thing. Now look at this one. Masculine gender refers to the name of boys and men. Feminine gender refers to name of girls and women. Common gender refers to the names of both girls and boys, and neuter gender refers to names of things and objects. It is very clear. In case of masculine gender, it could be a father, rooster, son, host, priest, king, uncle, hero. It could be anything because it refers to the name of boys and men. In case of feminine, it refers to the names of females like aunt, hen, mother, goose, maiden, nun, etc. Likewise, you have common gender like door, doctor, nurse, visitor, friend. These will be common for both female as well as male. And neuter gender, of course, refers to the things or the objects like eraser, desk, shoes, bus, anything for that matter, students. Okay, now we move on to how do we convert masculine gender to feminine gender, right? How do we convert? There are certain words which exist in the masculine gender. If we are talking about the feminine gender, how do we convert the masculine gender word to a feminine gender word? So a number of nouns change from masculine gender to feminine gender by adding ESS to the masculine form. Sometimes the spelling may need to be altered slightly before adding ESS. Okay. So the easiest way of turning a masculine to a feminine word will be by adding ESS. Like you can see it in the screen right now. Lion becomes lioness, shepherd becomes shepherdess, poet becomes poet, poetess, and likewise. Okay. So this is one way of converting the masculine gender to a feminine gender. Now this one, by using an entirely different word. Sometimes students, we don't add ESS to a masculine gender, right? A new word is there. Like in case of grandfather, it becomes grandmother. King becomes queen. Hunter becomes huntress. Manservant becomes maidservant, and likewise. You have a list of all these words. Okay. Now, yes. By adding she, girl, women, or changing some word. This is another way of changing the masculine gender to a feminine gender. Okay, this way we add we add she or a girl or a woman, or we change some other word. Like suppose fisherman. If we have to change the masculine gender into a female gender, it is going to be fisher women. We added, what did we add? We added women. Earlier it was fisherman and now it is fisher women. So that's how we change it into a feminine gender. Like in case of milkman, it will be milkmaid. So we have just added the women or the she or a girl, etc. for changing some word. Like he goat, she goat, landlord, landlady, manservant, maidservant. You can see, students, there is a full list over here which actually tells us that by adding he or girl or women, etc., by adding all these, you can say that we can change the masculine gender to a feminine gender. Now there is still another. Now one more thing that we have to consider, students. While changing the gender of a noun in a sentence, we need to find pronouns also. You can't simply, in a sentence, you can't simply change the masculine gender to feminine gender without changing the pronouns. Otherwise, it will not make any sense. Like you can see here. The man told his son to serve tea to the lady and her daughter. Now suppose in this sentence, if you have to change the masculine gender, or it's simply you have to change the gender. So how will you make it? The man changer will be changed to women. So the woman told his daughter to serve tea to the man and her daughter. Okay. Now, does it make any sense? If you are not changing the pronoun, like his and her also needs to be changed. If his and her remains just like that and you are changing only the noun, then the sentence becomes incorrect. The women told his daughter will not be correct. So his, her and all the other you can say changes needs to be made to make a correct sentence. So over here the correct sentence would be the women told her daughter to serve tea to the gentleman, right? The lady would be a gentleman and his son, right? You're actually changing the pronouns as well. Now let's see some more example. The girl looks very much like her mother. If you have to change it, then the girl changes to boy. Looks very much like her mother. Her will change to his and mother changes to father. So the boy looks very much like his father. Or the other sentence says, my paternal uncle is a bachelor. So my paternal changes to maternal. Uncle changes to aunt. Is a bachelor changes to spinster. So I hope it is clear. Please go through it and understand it. Right then? Thank you.